Right, guys, so I just placed a couple of positions on this is boom 1000 here. I just placed a couple of positions, and that was a little too late though, but let me show you guys how you could catch spikes, right, using this strategy, the RSI and MACD strategy that works almost 100%. Right, you just have to ensure that you follow the instructions I'll be sharing in this video. And if you have a fair knowledge of price action, or if you have a little knowledge of price action, then you can always go to your charts and look at the higher time frames to see the direction of the market. All right, if you're able to detect or identify the trend of the market, and you see that the market is going to the upside, which is the uptrend, if the market is in an uptrend, then you can easily make use of this strategy and milk a lot of profit for yourself, right? Now, this entry was supposed to have been somewhere around here. When these two indicators converged around here, that's when I would have made this entry. But I just did this because I feel like it's going to spike again. It might not spike again immediately, but it's still going to spike because this guy, this black guy, is going to have to come back to this region before there's a proper sell. All right, and then the red guy too has to come back to this region. I mean, this red line here, yeah, that's what I'm referring to, the guy, and this black line, they have to come back to the level 90 here. They have to come back to the level 90 here before you can before the market will print a proper downward direction. Yeah, if you go to a higher time frame, like I was saying, and then you see that the market is in an uptrend, then it's easy to catch spikes buying the boom and crash market, right? If you go to the higher time frame, like the 4 hours time frame, just like the time frame that I'm in right now, it will be easy when you see that the market is in an uptrend. Okay, it will be easy to catch spikes. So that's what we're looking at right now. You can see clearly that the market is printing it's printing the candlesticks towards the upward directions. You can see the series of higher highs and higher lows. You can see the higher highs and higher lows. You can see, right? Now it's safe to say that this market is likely going back to the upside, right? It's likely going back to the upside, right? Now, this will make more sense to people that are under my tutelage, people that I'm training, because they understand better, right? Or somebody who already has a good knowledge of how the market works without using indicators. They'll still understand it better. All right, so let's say that the market is coming back towards this region, right? So we are expecting spikes to come into that region, right? We're expecting spikes to come into that region, right? So yes, you have seen this direction of the market. You have also seen that the market is printing more of the bullish candlesticks. All right, so you can easily flip to your 1 minute time frame and then look for an entry. Okay, you can easily flip to a 1 minute time frame and look for an entry. So now we are on the 1 minute time frame, and how do you get an entry? You simply allow these candlesticks, you simply allow the indicators on this time. I'm going to show you the setting of these indicators. Just relax, make sure you follow what I'm saying properly. Okay, now you should see this black and blue line, right? You should see this black and blue line cross each other around here. Once the black line is crossed over to the upside, once it gets to the level 10, allow it to get to the level 10 first of all, right? Allow it to get to the level 10. If sometimes it might get to the level 10 and doesn't spike immediately, right? Now this level 10, dotted red lines, doesn't show you the exact reversal point. It only marks the area. It's a zone, right? That's what we call the support zone or the resistance zone or whatever I want to call it. The resistance zone anyway is this other side, right? While the support zone is this other side. So whenever price comes to the support zone, it doesn't entirely tell you that the market is going to spike right at that line. So that line marks a zone, right? That line marks a zone. It doesn't tell you that the market is going to spike just at that line. That's why sometimes it drops deep beneath that line. It goes into it a bit before it spikes, right? It goes down very well before it spikes. But whenever it comes to this level, right, and then it goes back up, that means there's a little spike, right? Once it spikes back up a little, if it spikes a little and gives you chance to enter, then that's a good entry. All right, so that your SL will just below. Let's say this was the first spike that I saw. That's what happened here. This small spike, let's say it was the first spike. All right, let's say this was the first spike that I saw. I would have placed my entry, would have been just around here. All right, so this pullback is going to actually draw down the accounts, right? But my SL would also be below this structure that it created after printing this first spike, right? My entry would have been below that structure such that this pullback will not take me out. Just come close to that area, and then this, I would have caught this particular spike and probably I would have left the market. All right, unless I want to follow it to the end, unless I want to be on the trade till these two guys here, the red and black lines here, until they come back to this region, right? Unless I want to follow the MACD. These are the MACD. These lines are from MACD indicator, right? So unless I'm sure, let's say I have seen the higher time frames, I've looked at it and I've seen that it's going to actually come back up to this level, right? My price action analysis has shown me that the market is going to actually buy, right? That's when I will comfortably leave it till it gets to this level. But this would have been just enough profit for me. This one long spike would have been just enough profit for me, because I would have opened good positions, right? Considering my equity is good enough, so I would have actually opened good positions. Would have opened good positions, and then I would have taken out my profit as soon as this spike happens, right? After this long spike, I would have left the market, right? So anybody else would actually have made money if they found this entry. All right, so after all of that, you just need to be, after all the price action analysis, if at all you are to do that, you just need to come to the 1 minute time frame and look out for when the black line and the red line is going to converge around this level, and then when the black line is going to cross over, right? Sometimes the black line might cross and go really high, but the spike is small, right? The spike might be small, just like what happened here. So when you find a small spike like that, you find an entry. So this would have been an entry, right? And then these two spikes would have given you profit. Okay, would have given you profit. And then probably your SL would have been below this structure after this first small spike, below this structure, and then whatever happens here would still come back and give you profit. Now look at the spike that happened immediately after that. This area, look at the spike that happened immediately after that. You would have made a lot of profits, guys. You would have made a lot of profits. So look at this again. This is another example, another area where the spike happened after the crossing, right? You see, this is it. And remember that the crossing has to happen right around this level. It has to be around this level, right? It has to be around this level. You see, it has to be around this level. You see, there was a crossing here, and then this first spike, and then the second spike. So after this first spike would have been an entry, and then the second spike would have been your profit, right? So you can see that it happens all the time. Whenever there is a crossing around this region, right, it spikes. Okay, so you just have to be consistent. This is it, another one. It should spike, and an opportunity to take an entry, and then boom, more spikes, right? So all you need to do is just sit down, be consistent. Wow, this would have been massive profit, guys. Right, look at that, look at that place, look at this place. Right after the crossing here around level 10, you can see all of the spikes that followed. Right, you can see all of the spikes that followed. It didn't end there, it kept going. All right, so that would have been a lot of profit to a lot of people who would have seen that entry. Now look at this again, it crossed again here, and then boom, the spikes all the way up to that level, right? So with your SL just very close by, beneath the first structure here, right, see all of the profit that you would have made if you had seen the entry. If I keep going, you keep seeing more and more confirmations. You see that it happens nearly all the time, nearly all the time. Not all the time, but nearly all the time. It happens nearly all the time. It keeps happening, guys. It keeps happening, guys. Right? So these indicators would give you good entries, would tell you the market direction, would give you good entries, of course, tell you where the market is headed, give you exit points, right? And then in general, it gives you a chance to maximize your wins, because if you don't know anything at all, I mean, if you don't know anything about trading at all, and you just get to understand how to set up these indicators, then you are good to go, right? You can make money and then use the money now to invest in getting more knowledge, getting proper price action knowledge, right? I train people, by the way, right? So you can reach out to me. I train people on how to trade the markets without these indicators, how to see what the market is doing, how to analyze the market from top down to lower time frames, right? How to go about top down analysis down to the lower time frame, and where you get to find entries. Basically, trading is not as hard as people make it seem, right? It's just about you going to a higher time frame and identifying the direction of the market and tracing it down to the lower time frame, and then looking for an entry so that you go towards that direction, right? Whatever direction you find from the higher time frames, you trace it down to the lower time frames, and then you look for where you can jump on the trend and then follow the market towards the direction that the market is leading you, right? So it's not as hard as people make it seem. So yeah, I train people how to understand these things, how to make it work, how to apply price action trading skill into the market and maximize the profit, how to become profitable traders at the end of the day, right? So you can be in my mentorship. It's very affordable. You can reach out. My WhatsApp number would be in the description box of this video, so that when you just click the link, you can just get to me, come to me on WhatsApp. All right, you can also reach out if you have challenges, you want me to sort a thing or two for you. You can also reach out. I'll be on the other end to receive you. And we also have a platform where we share free signals, free educational information, free trading tips that will help you grow in the industry. So you can see the link. Free Telegram group. Our free Telegram group will be on the description box of this video. So just make sure you join that group. It will do you a lot of good to be in that group. All right. And then of course you can join our VIP group. It is also very affordable, yeah, where we share daily signals. We don't fail, guys. We don't fail to send signals every day, and we assure you 90% profitability in that group. So make sure you join. And this is how it ended, guys. Massive spikes, massive spikes, massive spikes.